Hey, how are you doing? Welcome to Friday. What a day, right? What a difference a day makes, or uh, an evening, eh? Good morning, Emma. How are you? There we go. Getting a few things kind of moved around on my desktop. Hey, Tommy, how are you? Alan, Tammy, Gold, JW, Daryl, Sonny, Bill, Joe, John, Mike, Chip, Doug. Good morning, Terry, Sonny. Hey, Fred. Good morning, Julie. Um, a little warning right now. I've had my computer crash on me 4 times this morning. So if I disappear, I'm okay. It's just the computer. I guess this is the weekend that I'm going to hook that new computer up, I guess, and bite the bullet. So we'll do that. Hey, Stefan, good morning. How are you? Thanks for being here. Appreciate it. So, wow, yeah, market's crazy, right? Here we're gapping down some. I was, I held that TQQ put overnight, so that's still looking pretty good here. I'm probably not gonna close it right away. We may come down a little bit more. I'm gonna keep an eye on that. T2123, we had this VXX held up very well yesterday, and those were in the room. We talked about that. I know that that 2123 here was still bullish, but I certainly don't like the way the VXX was holding up. So that was reason I just kept held in that TQQQ. That's working out. Watch out for energy. Be careful not to chase. Okay. The excitement, it's kind of old news now. So be a little careful not to chase energy. Not saying it can't, we can't go up a little higher. We can. I've got SLB, and we'll see what happens there. But I just don't think chasing it is a thing to do. Be a little cautious. Okay. Let's take a look at what transports IYT. They're down. Looks like we're right at that 50% retracement. We may get to that 50 period moving average. So watch that. SMH, not quite as down as much as one would think, really. Today's one of these days when things like this happens. It's there's panic that might set in, and I don't know if that's the place to be. Sometimes just staying calm and just mind your P's and Q's, and if you're down on a position, it doesn't mean you go out and revenge trade, buy something that thinking you're going to make that money back. Maybe that's a next week project, maybe not a today project. So be a little careful there. Okay. Hey, Vernon, welcome. Glad to have you here. Yorina, Carmen, thanks for being here. I appreciate it. There's still some good looking charts out there. Look at DLTR. That's still a great looking chart. We're still headed up here, it looks like to me. CCJ, I think, is setting up now. Nice little 3-8 trap. EQT, I like the way EQT gapped up here, and it's not running really high. So EQT might be one that take a look at later today, and see how it acts. OKLO, I know a lot of people were bummed that you missed some of that. Well, we may get another opportunity here on this pullback. So today, like I said, today is, be careful not to revenge trade, because there's going to be a lot of folks here that you probably got spanked on a few positions, because of the bombing thing, and it may give some good opportunity to some pullbacks like this one right here. So keep an eye on that. I said, my computer has crashed 4 times this morning, so I've had a little troubles. So I'm trying not to stress it out. So I'm looking for you guys to post any stocks you want to take a peek at today. I don't want to, like I say, stress it out too much. I noticed this morning that's what happened when I would start running some scans and doing things. It really just, that's when everything went to pot. So gotta be a little careful here. Hey, good morning, S. Thank you very much for helping. Take a look at Fast. Yes, Fastenal. Fastenal is moving up. Nice chart, by the way. Let's flag that one. Okay. I hope that doesn't stress it out. Yeah, nice trend there working. Let's look at the weekly on that. Let's get a line up there. Look at that, breaking out here. So, yeah, let's keep Fastenal on that list. Thank you very much, As appreciate it. Hey, Sonny, before we begin the stress, how was dinner? Was great last night. Yeah. Yeah, it was great. Hey, good morning, Daryl. Thanks for being here. Appreciate it. I want to remind everybody that we're live right now, and if you're you can log in from Facebook, YouTube, or X. So appreciate everybody there. Thank you, everybody in the trading room, for doing the same thing, for logging in. Uber, I'm long some Uber, and I guess I should have closed it out yesterday. Here we're getting this gap down, so I'll make a decision whether to close that today or hang on to it. Right now, I'm not feeling so good about it, so may end up closing it. CMG, I'm in CMG. We're down here at that 50-period moving average now. There's a chance I buy more of it here before the end of the day. There's a possibility of that. FCX, I think that's still looking good. It's down a little bit this morning, but it's all because of the bombing and Iran-Israel thing going on. So I'm not, some things I don't want to close out and just take a loss. Yeah, some things I just don't want to do that. If you're, I think I mentioned this yesterday. Can't remember if I mentioned it here live or in the room. But if you close things out every time it moves down, you end up taking all these losses. And while the losses may be small, they add up. So sometimes it's best to work with the chart, manage the chart a little bit. And that's the way I feel about this FCX. So probably not going to close that out. Hey, Daryl, Hal, let's see here. Hal's got, yeah, it's charts like this. You want to be careful. Don't chase. If you're in Hal, gaps are always gifts. So think of that, as a gift, and maybe take profits. That's what I'm going to have to think about on SLB. I'll watch this very close this morning, and if it starts to fail on me, I'm going to close it out and take my money. But you really want to be careful not to chase. The news is out. It's there already. So the time to have caught it was before the news. And like how maybe you were holding how I've been holding SLB. So before the news is great. Okay. So just be a little careful with that. Let's see here. There might be some. Let's see if I can find maybe some shorts. Might be some people looking for shorts here. Take a look at line. That may want to take another leg to the downside. CIEN. We're getting awfully close to a blue ice failure here. Awfully close. So below the 50-period moving average, that may be something to take a look at. Hey, Hydro, how you doing? Thanks for being here. CHPT, let's take a look. CHPT. It's still trend. Let's get rid of all that. There you go. It's still trending there. So I would want to see a buy signal. before I was a buyer on here. I'm not one personally for buying, just because it's down. I'd want to see that buy signal here. And I just don't see that yet. But overall, the trend is still there. Let's see, Wolf, take there. Yeah, give me a question on Wolf if you would. Yeah, give me a question. Well, I guess you did. Question long. If you want to be, I don't see where the buyers are coming in yet, but some people just buy charts when they're down, and I think I want to see the buyers start coming in first. Don't you think that would be wise, or is it just because it's down might not be a reason to buy it? So here, let's take a look at a few of these. Thanks, Neil. Let's take a look at Implex. Take a look at Implex. Nice breakout here in Implex. And this one here, this has not run too much, okay? I like this. I like this a lot. Yeah, it's not run too much. So, yeah, let's make sure. I'm going to write that one down. Implex. Sorry, didn't have my pen. There we go. Yeah, Implex, we've not run up too much. There's not a big gap here, so this has got some possibilities to make some money on. Thank you very much. AGI is still running up, and again, we haven't taken off here, so get some gold in here. The dollar is still moving down. So with the dollar moving down, gold and silver still should be pretty good there. EQT, yeah, EQT. This is one I like. It's gapped up, but it's just now taken out these tops, so it hasn't. I don't feel that it's run away. Watch for some consolidation to buy area. Yeah, but EQT is right there. I like that one. Gilead. Gilead may be setting up. Days like today, I want some assurance. So, I look at Gilead here, and I'm thinking over 112. Not everything has to be bought on a discount. Okay, not everything. Even coupon clippers. When you need Q-tips, you go buy Q-tips. You don't necessarily wait for a coupon. So, we're still trending, but what we need to see is that there's still real buyers in it. So if it starts moving up, that's what we might want to look at. Okay. Zeta, take a look at Zeta here. Yeah, that's not doing so good. So might have to still be short that if you're short. Come down and test this bottom here. What's J&J doing? Look at J&J. Look at that. We've got a little pop out of the box forming right in here. Nice little trend here. Here we pop out of the box setting up. So here's J&J. We start taking out those highs, 156, 157. J&J might be a nice little buy right in there. That's one to keep on the watch list for sure. Let's take a look at PM. Look at that. Nice, beautiful trend right here. Beautiful. You've got a 3-8 trap. 3-8 trap yesterday, 3-8 trap today. PM looking really good. I guess when everything goes in the toilet, tobacco, booze, things like that, drugs, all come into play. MPC, look at MPC is up. Watch for that pullback that might offer a nice little buy in here. Maybe even pretty close this morning, just because we haven't gapped up and run. And I can't stress that enough. Be careful not to chase. Just because something is up big doesn't mean it's going to go up more. Be careful with that. Let's see. How about some OKE? OKE about to become a rounded bottom breakout. Here we're up over the 50 period moving average. This is another one that hasn't run too much. So it's got some pretty good potential there. I'm going to take that high and come down here. There we go. You can see we're just about ready to break out over the construction area. That's this area right there. Break out there, next target up, right about there. And right in here is where we can catch the ball right there, that 50% retracement right in there. So let's see, that about it. Hey, good morning, Rickster. How are you? Hey, B1, good morning, Roger. Let's see. How about some CL? CL would, I think, need to break out. Let's look at the weekly on this. Yeah, I think CL would have to break out a little bit. Yeah, let's just, forget about that. Let's just get rid of all this. Just make it simple over the 200 period moving average. And that would take out that downtrend line as well. GLD is up. For those holding GLD, way to go. Again, be careful not to chase. Careful not to chase. Hey, good morning, Emma. UNH. Oops, let's get rid of some of this so I can see. Let's get rid of this. There we go. UNH. Trying to form that bottom, isn't it? I think if let's get rid of that blue line. There we go. We're in that construction area. If UNH can break out of 341, 342 here, I think we go to the 50. That would be, to me, that would be an indication we go up here to that 50 period moving average. And then all of a sudden that starts, that could start that next trend moving up. Yeah. So over that 340, 341 area, boom, right up there. We get there, and now it might try to get to the 200 up here as well. So looking good there. Looking good. All right, let's call this a morning. I want to thank everybody for being here. I do appreciate it. I'm really really hoping this computer lasts. I've made a mistake. I've had this new computer sitting next to me, and I've been on borrowed time. They told me I was, and I think today it caught up with me. So got to be a little careful here. But this weekend, I'll see if I can't get it set up, bite the bullet, and get that done. All right, everyone, take care. Thank you. We'll see you in the room at the bottom of the hour. Appreciate everybody being here, okay? You guys take care today. Thanks.